All my single ladies, all the single ladies, all my single ladies. Hey guys, so I went on ahead and blessed you guys with my version of single ladies. Anyways, how y'all doing out there, single ladies? It is summertime in Texas. The heat is on. We have not made it out of May yet, but the heat is definitely on. I hope everybody enjoyed their Memorial Weekend and reflected and thanked, a veteran, and also just really reflected on those who gave their lives for our country, because that's really what Memorial Day is about. It's not Veterans Day, but it's about those who lost their lives literally fighting for our country and our freedoms that we hold so dear. So thank you for your service. You guys will never be forgotten, not just on Memorial Day, but I say Memorial 365, that we remember who made those sacrifices for us. So single ladies, how are you all doing? How was the loan application process? I hope it went smooth. Of course, if you were dealing with one of my lenders, I'm sure that it did. But I hope that it went smooth and we are armed with a strong approval letter and we know what shopping range we need to stay up under to keep you at the monthly budget amount. Now it's time to sit down and talk about what street do we want to be on before we hit the streets. We need to know what streets we're going to. So we're going to talk about finding the actual home in that process. So what I like to do with my buyers is I have a consultation, of course, at this stage, many consultations with my process, but definitely at this stage. When I am setting up your search, the more I know, the better the search is. Because you don't want to just have some broad ranging search and just be out there, trying to find a needle in a haystack. You want to be focused with your search. You want to know, for one, where you want to be geographically. Is it a city? Is it a certain subdivision? Is there a certain school district? Is there a certain school? Is there an address that we need to be close to? For example, I've had clients that say, you know what? I want to be next to my parents. They help watch the children. So here's their address. I don't want to be any more than 10 miles away from this address. I can set the search up that way. We can get very, very particular with our search criteria. So the more you know about where you need to be, the better. So definitely think about geographically, where do you work? What commute times do you want? Think about your lifestyle. If you're a person that likes to walk and ride bikes or go running, and you need some trails around you. You want a neighborhood that, has some trails or some quick access to some trails. If you are very active in your church and you're there 4 or 5 times a week, we might want to search, where you're no more than 15 miles from your church or no more than 10 miles from the church. We can set it up in any number of ways. The key is knowing where you need to be and what is driving that decision, whether it's schools, the job, your lifestyle, which I think is very important because jobs can change. So, you might be working up north one year and working down south another year. But typically you have the same set of friends, the same set of family, the same set of lifestyle activities that you like to do. So some of my clients, we set up the search not around their job, but around their lifestyle. So know those things. I really think about those things. Because you'll want to tell me, your realtor, those sorts of things because it helps us really find that home. The next set of things that we need to think about is what you need in a home and want. But first, we like to tackle the needs or the deal breakers. For example, like if it doesn't have at least 3 bedrooms, you don't even want to look at it. That's what's called a deal breaker. So we need to know those needs that you absolutely have to have in a property. In the wants, if we get a couple of those in, wonderful, that's gravy. But we definitely want to try to meet the needs first. So think about number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, how much space you actually need. That can be in terms of square footage, or some of my clients will just say, you know what? I need at least 3 bedrooms, plus I need 2 living areas. One to be a main living area and another one to be like a game room type space, So we can set things up really particular to what you need. So be thinking about that because the more we know, the better that search is going to be. Think about yard space. If you have pets or if you'll have pets in the future, think about whether townhomes are an option, or condos are an option, or if you only want single family. Those are things you want to think about. With single family, of course, comes yard maintenance. Hello, I've got a corner lot, and I have to pay somebody to come and maintain it. Whereas townhomes and condos, they typically have a homeowners association that will maintain those common areas for you. So, you want to think about things like that when it's time to start your search. What type of properties am I open to? Pools, do you want a pool? Not want a pool? I mean, all sorts of things. The main thing is that you think about what you need and what's best for your situation, and think a little bit about the future. Like I say, if you don't have a pet right now, if you want to get a pet, then you might want a little yard. You might want a yard with a fence, So you want to just think about the things that make your life tick, and imagine yourself in your home or in your future home, and how you're going to be living in it. And do you have guests over all the time? Do you entertain? Do you not entertain? All of those really play a factor into your home and in your decision on which home that you actually pick. So it's time to hit the streets, but we're going to find out what streets we need to hit first, and then we're going to find out what on that street we're looking for in terms of the physical property. So, really put some thought into it. And typically that only takes a couple of days, and sometimes those things can change while we're out on the hunt. That is no problem, because sometimes you don't know what you want until you see it, or you don't know what you don't want until you see that too. So it can always change. We can always adjust, but we want to start with at least a good solid general search for you. That's the best way to find what you're looking for and not waste time with other things. So think about what you need out of the home. That's what this week still is. And, like I say, typically it doesn't take a week, but since I'm doing these weekly, hey, you got a whole week to think about it. But think about it, relay that information to your realtor, and get that search set up. If they're like me, I like to fine tune a search, and that way we don't waste time, or I don't bombard my clients with things that they aren't interested in. So take some time, think about it, single ladies, and I'll see you guys next week.